Hey guys, it's Shay again. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks you guys for tuning in once again. I promise this video will be a lot shorter than my previous video, but I thank you guys for coming back to my channel. Today we're going to do a nursing based video. By basically saying that, it just means we're going to talk about one of the videos that I've had highly requested, which is how to stay organized in nursing school. Just pretty much a background about me. I went to a 4-year college/university for nursing, so I did obtain my BSN, and a lot of people were just asking me, how did you stay organized, how did you stay on top of your stuff when you were in school? And it's not to say that people who go for their BSN or their 4-year have it any easier than accelerated programs or 2-year programs. Trust me, you guys do cram in a lot of information at one time, but even stretching that information out over a 4-year span can still be rigorous because you have to keep yourself motivated. And one of the big things to keeping yourself motivated is staying organized. This video isn't even just for nursing school majors. This video can be for anybody that's in college. Some people can even use this for high school. So if you're high school, college, post-grad, anything like that, and you just want some tips on how to kind of stay a little bit more organized, just stay tuned to the video. Some of it will be nursing centered, but most of it can be generalized. Alright guys, let's jump into it. If you see me look down, I just wrote 5 tips on my phone. We're not going to make this video real long-winded. Like I said before, I could go on and on and on about how to stay organized, but I think there's just 5 key things to help you. So you see me look down, it's just my phone. First thing I'm going to always recommend is get a planner, and under that subcategory, make sure you use the planner, because a lot of people get a planner and then they open it at the end of the year and there's nothing in it because they never used it. You can get planners from simple places, Walmart, Target. I'm a big fan of getting planners from TJ Maxx and Home Goods, and I'm going to do a whole video on that because I have a particular one that's my favorite. The planner I currently use now is from TJ Maxx, and the big thing you just want to look for in a planner is you want to get the month view. So I'm going to show you guys that in this planner. By the way, this planner is my planner for this year, so it's not really school oriented. Just ignore everything in it. So you want something with a month view, and then you want something with a kind of checklist view or how you can write like daily things. So this is my planner. A planner is going to help you just stay organized. What I do is that first month calendar view, I look at that every morning. I looked at that every morning when I was in school. That's where you write all your big assignments, any school activities, any events, and you don't have to use 5 different planners for 5 different things. When I was in school, I used my one planner for school, both my jobs, and extracurricular activities. So that helps you by using it for your life in general. It helps you just stay on top of not double booking yourself. So get a planner. For those sections inside of it, some people choose to do a checklist format, which they'll write out the night before everything they need to do the next day, and then they'll check it off as they go throughout the day. And then some people, what they'll do is to kind of stay on track of what they've been doing throughout the year, they'll go into those pages and write down everything they did for the day. Either way, it'll work for you. Especially if you're in school, use that inside part to put your homework, your readings, and things like that. That way when you flip to the specific day, you know exactly what you need to get done. So pretty much get a planner and make sure you use it. Second thing, the moment you see a syllabus, grab the syllabus. Like if it's online on Blackboard, print that drawn out. If it's in class, make sure you get a copy. Your syllabus is like your contract between you and the professor or you and the teacher. That's saying when things are due, what they expect from you, kind of what you expect from them by accepting the syllabus, and things like that. And anytime you have any conflict or conflict of interest in class, that syllabus is literally, like I said, your contract. You pull that out and you use it. What I used to do is, they used to post the syllabus a couple days before class, especially if you have a good professor. I would take that syllabus, sit it next to my planner, sit at a table, and literally any dates that are on there, I would write those dates in my planner. Then when we go to class and we review everything, you can kind of make sure everything matches up and make sure everything is good with the class. And then if you have any questions about anything, you can write them in little spaces next to where you put the event, and then you'll know you have questions about the syllabus. So in general, just make sure you guys get a hand on that syllabus. I know today we're technology bound, and you can even pull up the syllabus on the computer and just bring your computer to class. And that also brings me back to point 1. There are now planners that are available, of course, on your computer. I know a lot of people use Google Calendars. And there's also an app that you can use that I've seen a couple of people I follow use. I haven't gotten to the apps like with the iPad and everything and planning yet, but I think it's great and it's innovative, and it'll help you, especially if you carry those things with you constantly. It'll also save paper too. So just think about which one is your preference. Next thing I say is find a note-taking strategy that works for you. So once again, notebook. I'm a big fan of grabbing a notebook, and I will show you guys what my favorite notebook is. Some people prefer to print out the lecture notes or PowerPoints if, like I said, your professor is efficient or that's what they wish to do. Print the notes out before class and write everything on there so you don't have to write down every single word. Some people prefer to use their computer or their iPad. Typing is faster and easier, and it just keeps you going with the flow. I did a little bit of everything when I was in school, but I think the thing I had the most success with was literally taking notes. And when you're note taking in class, you don't have to take down everything the professor says. But trust me, if there's anything in PowerPoints that are highlighted, if there's anything the teacher says over and over again, make sure you star and write that down. My favorite notebook for school when I was in school is the 5-star. And I like the 5-subject one. The 5-subject one is good because you can put multiple subjects in here, and it's split up by sections or folders. So that's why this one is my favorite, because I literally carried one notebook for all my classes in nursing class, and I literally split them up by little tabs in here. Some people prefer to have different notebooks for different classes. It depends on how your organization is too. So just be mindful of doing what works for you, but just make sure you're keeping track of everything. I felt like when I had different notebooks for different classes, I would forget notebooks sometimes, because if you got like 3 or 4 classes in one day, why am I carrying 4 different notebooks? But then again, like I said, it's your preference. So let's move right along. Number 4, like I said, kind of going back to number 3, make sure you separate your classes. Don't bundle stuff together, which you guys are going to say I just contradicted myself, but just be mindful. Don't bundle stuff together, and you'll get confused. So, example, now with the 5-star notebook, there's dividers. So there should be no reason that you are bundling classes together, but if you still think you might get confused, use the separate notebooks. Things I'm talking about is having one folder, like a 2-pocket folder for everything, and people just take any handouts, any notes, and stuff them all in that folder. Or having one binder without dividers. If you have dividers, you're good. But if you don't have dividers and you're just sticking everything in the binder, it's chances things will get mixed up, especially in nursing school or in the medical field. I have a friend who, we were taking patho, pharm, and I think anatomy and physiology all in the same semester. And she would literally do that. Anytime we got handouts or something, she would just stick it in her bag, stick it in that one folder. And I'm like, girl, your stuff won't get mixed up. Well, we're studying for a test. She pulls out all her different notes. She's studying. We're like arguing over this one point, because I keep saying, I'm like, in the notes it says that this lab value is this to this. She's like, well, this handout says it's this to this. And in general, medicine and nursing should all coincide no matter what class you're taking, but sometimes there's the little things that might sway by a decimal, by a point, and things like that. Regardless to say, getting to the end of the story, she ended up getting that question wrong, and it was because she took the paper that was from anatomy and physiology and used that to study for pharm. And the teacher told her, this isn't a handout I even passed out to you, so I don't know why you used it. So that's just a good point I like to point out, especially in any type of medicine, any type of nursing. Even if you're like a business major and you're taking like accounting 1 and budgeting 1 and statistics, try to keep your stuff separate, because if you put all that stuff together in one folder, you're going to get confused. Last tip is to just make it a priority to review your notes. My strategy while I was in school is what I would do is, like I told you guys, I would take my notes in the 5-star notebook while I was in class. When I left class, as long as I didn't have to like work immediately after, literally my job when I left class was to go print the lecture notes or the PowerPoint that the teacher posted from that class. If I have a class where they don't post it, then my goal was to go back and read over the content that we just learned. By doing that, you're able to integrate what you learned and what is standard and put it together. So by doing that, that was my homework. In nursing school, unless you have labs or clinical lab or clinical, you don't really get any page homework for the most part. So that was literally what I considered my homework. I would either take those notes from my 5-star and recopy it onto my PowerPoint, or I would take whatever I had and recopy it somewhere. The purpose of recopying is to kind of get your mind programmed to remember that stuff. Literally, that was my biggest, if people ask me what's my biggest study tip for nursing school or school in general when you're studying, you can read the content, you can look at the content, but when you recopy those notes, specifically the ones from class, it's creating a bank in your head and you're remembering that. You're remembering that movement of your pen. You're remembering reading that content by you writing it. If you write in different colors, which I used to do, I'm remembering, okay, I remember that word, it was in pink and it was in my notebook, so this is the answer. The repetition kind of helps you. Some people are audio learners, some people are visual learners, some people are kinetic or tactile learners. They have to put things together, and I think by writing it out, it kind of gets to the people who are visual and tactile, because you're actually doing an act of writing it out and you're actually seeing it over again. So no matter what way, you have to review the notes, whether you're saying them out loud, you're recording yourself saying them in your phone, or you're writing them. Just make it a priority to try to repeat the notes in some type of way. I feel like that's the biggest tip. Even when my friends were like failing tests and things like that, and they're asking me, Shay, what are you doing that I'm not doing? I tell them literally all I literally do is recopy the notes. That was my homework after learning each lesson. No matter what I had to do, if I had to go to work and get off at 9 o'clock, when I came home at 9, I'm recopying the notes. And that was that. Alright guys, so I hit those 5 points. Just to go back and review, the first one is get a planner and use a planner. Second one is make sure you follow your syllabus. It is your contract. I think that's literally a big pointer to point out. 3, find a note-taking strategy. 80% of successful students in nursing school take notes. If you don't take notes, you're part of that other 20%. And I mean, there's different types of learners. You don't have to take notes, but majority of us take notes. So if you're not a learner in any other way, try to take notes if you can. Point 4 was just to separate your classes. Don't bundle stuff into the same folder or the same binder without at least providing some type of division so you know what's for which class. And last but not least, just make sure that you guys make it a priority to go over your notes from class at least within 2 to 3 days after taking those notes. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't take notes and then you have an exam in 3 weeks and review them 3 days before the exam. Try to, within 2 to 3 days, review that content again. Even if your exam is in a couple weeks, you got that content as down pat and it's in your head. So, we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to drink some water because my mouth is dry. But then again, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope these tips are helpful to some people. If you guys have any questions or any comments, or if you guys have any good study points that you can recommend, leave them in the comment box down below so other people can kind of grasp different ideas on how to study and how to stay organized. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. We are growing slowly but surely. For those of you who are new, thanks again. And for those of you guys who have been spreading the word, thanks again for your support. I'll be back next week with another video. Please let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. I do have a long list of things people have already asked me for, but it doesn't matter what it is. Comment it down below, DM me, text me, write me on social media, and we'll be good. But without further ado, we're going to end this video. I just want to point out also, today is National Lash Day, and this video is not sponsored, but I am wearing mascara and not lashes today, and the mascara I am using is by Essence, and it's called Lash of the Day. My camera is not going to focus. I already know. No? Okay. I'll post a picture of it, guys, but it's Lash of the Day. This is one of my favorite mascaras because it actually makes me look like I have lashes on, and I don't. So, it comes in the color black. You can get Essence from Ulta. This one, and there's another one called Lash Princess that is also my favorite, and they're super affordable. I love this more than my Better Than Sex mascara, which is way more pricey than this. But anywho, I'm letting you guys go. Thank you guys again for tuning into my channel. If you're not already subscribed, hit the button down below. And if you want to get notifications when I post, hit that button too. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.